Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Playground Sessions YouTube channel. I'm Phil, and today I'm going to be breaking down another song section for you. We're going to be looking at The Middle by Zedd and Maren Morris, and I'm going to be showing you the chorus from the intermediate level arrangement in our song store. That section we'll be looking at today sounds like this. 1, 2, set, go. All right, 100%, there we go. That score popped up in our interactive app, by the way. And when you play all the notes right, they turn green. When you play them wrong, they turn red. And it shows you exactly what you need to work on. We're doing a free trial right now of the app. For 30 days, you can play with no strings attached, no payment necessary. So check out the app if you're interested. I tap in this card above that says free trial. You can sign up for that free trial today and check out the app. But in the meantime, let's dig into this video. I'm going to break down the right hand for you first, then we'll switch to the left hand, and then we'll put them together. Let's go. First, let's take a look at our key signature and our time signature before we dive into the notes. Our key signature says 1 sharp, and that's an F sharp. All Fs are sharp no matter what, unless of course we see a natural symbol, but we won't see a sharp symbol in front of any of the Fs in this music. We'll have to know that it's an F sharp because of the key signature. That means we're in the key of G major, by the way. The time signature is 4/4, also known as common time. That's 4 beats per measure. So now let's take a look at some of these notes. We're going to start with a B above middle C with our third finger. Middle. Okay, then we rest for the rest of that measure. Next measure, same thing, B, 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 D with our pinky, and G with our thumb. Next measure, 2 more B's again. So that outlines a G major chord, by the way, right? All right, next, the pickup to the next measure is another G with our thumb. Then we have B, B, rest, D, D, G, G. So we're still just outlining this G major triad so far. Now we're on the next line down, and we have a new note. We see B, A with our 2 finger. Keep it moving. G, B, 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 D, D, G, 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 B, B. Still really anchored in this G major chord, right? However, the next note we see is a G, but it's not with our thumb. We're going to shift our position down. We're going to play that G with our third finger. Now we go 5 on B, 4 on A, 3 on G, reaching our 2 finger down to E, and then thumb on D. And that's how we end this first phrase. The second half of this section is very similar to the first, so let's go through it a little quicker. We go B with 3 again, by the way. Same thing so far. Here, though, we're going to reach up to an E with our pinky, and then 4 on D, but then our thumb goes right back down to G. Next line down, B, A. Same thing here. And here, same thing as well, dropping down to our third finger on G, 2 on E, thumb on D. So very similar, right? The second half compared to the first half. But there are just a couple of little changes here and there, enough to make us have to stay on our toes, right? And when we get to the left-hand part, we'll also see that it's very similar, harmony-wise, the first half and the second half, but the rhythms are what change. And so again, we have to stay on our feet, right? We can't just copy and paste what we did for the first half to the second half. It's close, but it's different enough. But we'll get there in just a minute. For now, what I want to do is look at the rhythms of this section in a little more detail by bringing up our backing track and playing along. But we'll do it at the slow speed to start, and then we'll speed it up to full tempo. Here we go. 1, 2, set, go. shift down and back up. Up to E. Down. Awesome job, guys. Pause, rewind, and play back if you need more practice at the slow speed. But for now, let's jump ahead to full speed. 1, 2, set, go. Hey, all right, there's 100% for our right hand. That feels good. Now let's shift gears to the left hand. We'll start talking about these chords and the rhythms that the left hand's playing underneath this melody. Shall we? First, why don't we look at each chord individually before we start talking about the rhythms. Once we know all the chord shapes and the hand positions for them, then we'll look at the rhythms a little more closely. Our first chord is C major in root position. Okay, next measure, G over D. Then we have a D, and then A minor 7 over C. Really just an A minor over C. Next measure, back to C major. Okay, this time going up to E minor, and then D, and then that A minor over C again. Next line down, C major again. See some patterns here. Up to E minor, D, A minor over C, and C again. Okay, now here's our G over D again. Back to D. We're halfway done. Now the next half of this section is very similar. In fact, harmonically, it's exactly the same for the most part. So I shouldn't say exactly, but it's very, very close. However, rhythmically, we also have some changes. Instead of playing these quick eighth notes on our Cs, we're now going to be playing whole notes. Okay, so let's do that. Then we go to G over D, D, C, C. A little different, right? No A minor over C that time. Now, next measure, E minor, D, C here. Next line down, whole note C. G over D again, D, C, C. Last measure, E minor, and then D. So the order of some of the chords gets a little mixed up in the second half compared to the first half. And we also don't see that A minor over C anymore in the second half. Instead, we're playing Cs. So rhythmically, they're also a little different, right? You can see that instead of playing eighth notes at the beginning of each of these phrases, we're playing whole notes. But you can also tell, I hope, that the main core structure of this second half is very similar, if not the same, as the first half. And when we put the hands together and we play with the backing track, I bet you will see that for yourself if you don't see that already. Let's cue up the backing track at the slow speed and see what we can do here with the left hand. You guys ready? 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 3, 4. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, 3, 4. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, 3. Good. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and. Look ahead. Whole note. Look ahead. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Good. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. 1, and 2, and 3, Great job. So you see, I hope, that subdividing, in other words, counting by the eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, instead of just playing the quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully you see that doing that helps you nail these rhythms a little more accurately, because a lot of these chords fall in the cracks of the strong beats, or in other words, on the ands, 1 and 2 and 3, right? So keep subdividing, and if you need extra practice at the slow speed, go for it by pausing and rewinding and playing back. But let's go ahead and do the full speed now. 1, 2, set, go. All right, guys, left hand's got 100% too. That means we're in the home stretch. We've got our right hand part down on its own, left hand on its own. Now we just gotta put these hands together, and we'll do it just like we did the rest of this stuff, starting off slow, talking about some tips, and then we'll do it full speed to wrap up the video. But let me remind you guys, when we're done with this video, and you wanna learn the rest of this song, what do? Well, we have an interactive app that has this song in its full entirety, as well as in different difficulty levels as well. Remember, this is the intermediate level arrangement, but we've also got beginner and advanced of the same song. And you won't see a video tutorial with me in every single segment, but what you will have is something I believe is more valuable, which is instant, real-time feedback based on your actual performance. It's like having a real teacher there with you in the room. And we're doing a free trial right now, as I mentioned, for 30 days. You can sign up with no payment and no strings attached. You can play for 30 days and see if you like it. Tap that card above that says, "What are you waiting for?" and open it in a new tab so we can wrap up this video together, and then you can go ahead and check out the app immediately following. Let's do it, guys. Hands together. You ready? Before we jump into the slow speed, I just want to say that, rhythmically speaking, this section is not the easiest, right? We've got some parts where the hands play together, like measure 1. And then other times, like measure 9, where they don't. The right hand plays that rhythm, the left hand plays the whole note. Okay, so you gotta be aware of that and pay extra close attention of the rhythms. There's also some sections where both hands have different rhythms. Both are kind of syncopated. Instead of just holding a whole note, the left hand has a part, like in measure 2. That's pretty syncopated. And at the same time, the right hand's doing this. It's accenting basically the strong beats, except for when we go to this first D. But when we put the hands together there, it doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense compared to measure 1, for example, where they play exactly the same rhythms. Right? Measure 2 goes like this. So my advice to you would be, look at those difficult measures, measure 2, measure 6, those ones, right? And isolate those and practice those out of time first. Walk through them one beat at a time like this. Here's measure 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Don't worry about if it's even or in time just yet. First, you got to train your hands what to do. Then you worry about the timing. So go ahead and do that first. Then, when you're ready, meet me back here. We'll try a slow tempo run through. Here we go. 1, 2, set, go. Okay, there we have it. Both hands at the slow speed. Way to go. One final step, guys, and then you can finish this song in the app with that interactive feedback and the free trial. So let's go ahead and do that now. Full speed. You ready? 1, 2, set, go. All right, yes, 100% for the whole section. We did it, guys. Zedd, well done on the tune. Students, well done on the learning. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did here in this video. If you did, show me some love below, hit that thumbs up, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't done that yet. You also should hit that bell icon in the subscribe button if you want to be notified every time I post a tutorial here on the channel. Well, I'll see you guys next time for the next video lesson. I'm Phil. See you guys.
The features you saw on screen today can be at your fingertips with the Playground Sessions app. Co-created by music legend Quincy Jones, Playground teaches the piano with interactive feedback and gaming features, all while using your favorite songs. All right, guys, I'm Phil. Hit subscribe so I can see you for the next video.